What's up, everybody? Kier Gomes here, and welcome back. Today's episode is, of course, going to be a special one. It's going to be special for a couple of reasons. Number one, this is going to be a review of a deck that I reviewed the prototype of almost 1 year ago. If you've been hanging out around this channel for at least the past year, then you probably saw my video on the new Jet Setter Lounge Edition playing cards. I was fortunate enough last year to be invited to the Prototype Invitational, which was really cool. It was the first time I got to do anything like that, and it was just kind of a cool way to connect with other people that like the same things as me. It has been a lot of fun. The deck is finally fulfilling, and today we are going to be taking a look at it. Now, it's also a special day because I think, if I'm not mistaken, there's only one deck left to be added to the giveaway brick before it's full, and this might be that deck. All that and more coming up, but before we get into it, please do drop a like on this video and subscribe if you haven't already. And without further ado, let's roll that intro and get you guys on your way. So Jet Setter Playing Cards has been around since the year 2015, and my buddy Paul, the guy who started it, he has two passions in life, and that is airplanes and playing cards. Now, Paul wanted to make a deck that was resistant to damage as he was traveling, stuffing cards in his pocket, keeping them in his suitcase. He wanted to make sure that the tuck box was made out of something durable that could withstand his travels and his lifestyle. That is where we get the synthetic material that makes up the tuck box of this deck, which, by the way, is really, really convenient for those of you who like to walk around with a deck in your pocket. I don't know how, I really don't even know how nobody's using these. Do you have one? All right, so the cards just came in the mail. Let's unbox them and then we'll get into the review. All right, here we go. This was, like I said, from my buddy Paul over at Jet Setter Playing Cards. This is the order from the Kickstarter. Super excited to see what's in here. I did review the prototype, like I mentioned, so really excited to see how these came out. There we go. Whew. Difficult. Ooh, look at these. Oh my God, that blue came out so good. Yes, now with the Kickstarter, I also pledged for the limited edition backs. I really wanted these. I was really stoked about them, so of course had to have them. So it looks like I got the half brick that I ordered, plus I got an additional standard edition, and then what I was really excited about was receiving this one. Okay. Let's take a look at these. All right, now these playing cards are amazing in terms of color. Like, opening the box really was a treat. I know a lot of you guys love this kind of teal color. These are called Terminal Teal, keeping the theme alive for the Jet Setter brand. Like I mentioned, the tuck box is made out of a synthetic material that makes it very difficult to damage. At the very least, difficult to rip and tear. It's really not terrible. It's not terrible. Well, terrible, like you tear it, or like terrible, you know? Either way, it's not terrible. All right, so the front of the box is, even on the standard edition, very classy. So there is a lot of embossing going on. You can see it kind of gives you a preview of the back of the deck. Now, I don't usually care too much about tuck boxes, but every now and then one of them is so well done that you have to stop and appreciate it. And this is definitely good because it's different. It's durable. I don't really know how to explain it. It has this kind of plastic feel, but if you've ever held a deck of Jet Setter Playing Cards, you know exactly what I'm talking about. The front of the tuck box says Lounge Edition, standard back, and it has a silver foil Jet Setter logo stamped on the front. Now that's just on the standard edition. Imagine what the limited edition is gonna look like. I already know. Both sides of the deck say Jet Setter Playing Cards, and again have that stamped logo. The top says classic finish, poker size, has some ad copy on the bottom. The back design is the back design of the cards. And of course, if you know Paul and you know Jet Setter, you're gonna find a nice little quote or a nice little greeting on the inside tongue flap. It has the Jet Setter logo and then says, "Welcome to first class." Really great back design too. So you get that teal color. Yet again, it's kind of a light teal, like a baby teal on teal. So you can see that the back pattern is made up of airplanes and the Jet Setter Spade logo. And as well, you can see the Jet Setter Spade logo mirrored in the top left corner and the bottom right corner. Now, if you're not familiar with Jet Setter, this is a new design concept for them. In the past, their logo has been kind of mirrored top and bottom, and the design looks completely different from this. This one definitely fits into the catalog, definitely fits into the family. It looks like it belongs, but the design is completely different, and I gotta say, it's working for me. The borders on this deck are also thicker than any of the borders on the previous Jet Setter deck, so that's something that you guys might notice. If you own like the whole collection, or even just any other Jet Setter deck, the borders on this one are more thick, more like a bicycle width, I would say. They look really good. I think it works better for this kind of back design. Great looking ace of spades as well. It's an enlarged spade pip with the airplane in it. The Jet Setter spade logo, you all know it, love it, you've seen it. Below the logo, it says Jet Setter Playing Cards, luxury brand and quality decks, established in 2015. Nice and simple ace of spades, definitely good for performance, almost looks standard, good branding, all that jazz. Also, something that Jet Setter always does is make all of the pips on the aces a little bit bigger. So that's really cool too. That's a concept that I've always enjoyed on cards. I've said that before. I originally wanted to do that for the Slow Hands V1, and it just didn't look right, so we ended up not doing it. You get your jokers in the classic Jet Setter format, so your jokers are meant to look like boarding passes. They all have different airports on them too, which I think is really cool, like depending on the colorway or the edition. Like for example, this one is going from Bradley International to Villana, and then a return trip from Villana back to Bradley International. So that's really cool. I like that. It's got the barcode, it's got the QR code, it's got the seat on it. So very, very convincing as a boarding pass, but also looks great on a playing card. Those are jokers that you keep in the deck, I think, for sure. Good conversation pieces, if nothing else. Now, because this deck was printed with Expert Playing Card Company, there are no ad cards or gaff cards, just comes with your standard 52 plus 2 jokers. Honestly, I think that's okay. I think gaff cards are nice and they're good to have, but when it comes to sleight of hand, you don't really need them if you learn the sleights. So you do get some customization on the courts, but your faces are going to be mostly standard in general. So the numeric faces are going to look exactly like they would on any deck of standard playing cards. The pips are black for the spades and clubs. They are red for the hearts and diamonds, but they're a little bit darker of a red. They're more of like a maroon color. It's a lot more rich. Now I like this. I think a bright red might have looked a little bit better with that bright teal color, but that might have just been too much vibrance. The court cards are interesting because the spades and clubs court cards, so the black suits, are done in black and white with silver ink and teal accents. So they look really, really good, very clean and crisp, and they really match the back design of the deck. Oh, it just looks so good. I love it. Now, the reason it's interesting though is because on the red suits, so the hearts and the diamonds, the court cards there have been recolored to be gold, black, white, and dark red, like a maroon, which does look great, kind of something you would see like on a Theory 11 style deck. But the only thing for me is that with the dark red and the gold, it doesn't seem to match the back design or the other cards. So if you were to look at something like a Jack of Clubs and you were to put it right next to, let's say, the Jack of Hearts, like it almost doesn't look like those came from the same deck of cards. You know what I'm saying? So when you look at them together like that, it looks a little bit weird, but overall the faces came out really nice too. I have to say the clubs and spades court cards, absolute masterpiece. All right, now these are printed on Expert Playing Cards Casino stock with a classic finish. These are gonna feel very similar to the other Jet Setter playing cards, so if you guys like the way those handle, and trust me, a lot of you do, I happen to love this card stock. It lasts for ages. The thing about Jet Setter playing cards, the thing about all Expert playing cards is you gotta break them in. So first you're gonna get them, they're gonna be slippery and kind of oily because that's how they feel. Then you're gonna break them in, they're gonna get kind of clumpy, they're gonna go through that stage, but you keep working with them and then they turn into completely usable, soft, pleasure to handle playing cards. Oof. The microphone's up here. Yeah, but these aren't gonna feel like a lot of Expert playing cards. They do feel different. Like they kind of have their own thing. You know how like Orbit is printed at USPCC, but it has like its own feel. Kind of the same thing with Jet Setter. Like you can tell just by the way the cards feel if it's a Jet Setter deck. And I actually really like that because, like I said, I like the way the cards feel. So that is the standard back edition. Let's take a quick look at the limited edition deck. Now the tuck box for this one is gonna be pretty much the same. The only difference is on the front, it does say Lounge Edition Limited Back, and it says that in foil instead of being in blue ink. And this one has a numbered seal. Mine is number 402 out of 1000. The thing I also really like about the seal is that one, it's designed very well, it looks really good, but also it was perforated kind of. So instead of having to like rip the seal or get in there with an X-Acto, it's kind of already got that dotted line. So you just press in and then it pops open, and then it maintains the integrity of the seal. It doesn't get all weird. I love that. So Paul, if you're watching this,
genius.
There's like some more foil embossing and foil stamping done for some of the accents, but the real treat is what the back design looks like. I want to make sure I get it on camera appropriately, and I want to do it justice, so I'm probably just going to be folding in the B-roll as I'm talking about this. But basically the difference between the limited back and the standard back is that the Jet Setter logo and this outside border, so the corner logos and the outside border, are done in foil. What that means is that it's going to be super shiny. You're gonna be able to kind of move these cards around in the light and see different things. But the other thing, and this is absolutely genius, I don't know if Paul meant to do this, but you can definitely use the foil stamp on the backs of these cards as a shiner. If you're not sure what a shiner is, think of it like a mirror, and you can use it for card games. So let's say I'm gonna deal this card, and I wanna know what the card is before I deal it. I can use the reflection here in the logo to see what card I'm about to deal out. This is absolutely usable for that. You can see your reflection in the foil, so that just makes it a nice little touch. I kind of said the same thing about the luxury Nox. I think it's genius. As well, the Jokers have different locations on them, so you're not just getting an upgraded back design, you're also getting some differences here in the actual cards, and I really like that. But everything else on this deck is the same. I'm gonna have to be rolling in the B-roll for this one nice and slow. I want to make sure that I have enough footage to accurately depict this to you guys, because it's really, really nice. So Paul, if you're watching this, my friend, congratulations on another successful deck. This one is by far my favorite yet. If you guys are interested in checking out any of the other Jet Setter products, or you want to get your hands on the standard backs, you can go ahead and check out the link in my description. I've left everything you need. As well, make sure you give Jet Setter Playing Cards a follow on Instagram. I've also left that down below along with mine. Shout out to everybody from the 2020 Prototype Invitational. I made a lot of cool friends this year, and it was awesome, and in part all thanks to this deck, so thank you. As always, guys, if you like this video, let me know by dropping a like, and I hope you'll consider subscribing for more awesome content just like this. Oh, and by the way, I am gonna be adding one of the standard backs from this video to the giveaway brick, bringing us to a total of 12. If you guys wanna win that brick, you're interested, I will be picking a winner at 10K. I'm gonna be picking a winner who watches, comments, and is active on my YouTube. So if you want that to be you, go check out some of my videos. And with all that being said, I hope everybody has a wonderful rest of their day. I know I will. And I'll see you guys in the next one. Peace.
Goes by so fast, and every moment counts, baby, I don't wanna miss a thing. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars, or hang out in hotel bars, driving somewhere in your car. We can sleep under the stars, we can sleep under the stars.